If you see these signs, you receive a huge spiritual lottery. Imagine waking up one day, not with a message on your phone, not with an email in your inbox, but with a shift in your reality so subtle yet so powerful that everything starts to feel different. You can't explain it to others because nothing seems to have changed outwardly, but inside, something huge is moving. You start noticing things you never did before: patterns, numbers, symbols, strange synchronicities. You meet people you were never supposed to meet. You start getting insights you never had. It's like reality is giving you clues, nudges, codes. And here's the thing, most people ignore them. They shrug it off. They call it coincidence. They keep scrolling, keep working, keep stressing, and they never realize what just happened. But if you're here now, listening, it means you felt it. You've seen the signs, or at least sensed them, and now you're ready to understand what they really mean. You've just won the spiritual lottery, but only if you realize it. Because this lottery doesn't come in money, doesn't come in fame. It comes in energy, in awareness, in power. Real power. The kind that shifts your entire timeline. You have to understand something. The universe is not random. It's coded, structured, intelligent beyond comprehension. Everything you experience is either guiding you higher or testing your ability to recognize the opportunity within chaos. The spiritual lottery is when life starts throwing you undeniable signals that your vibration is rising fast, that you're being invited to step out of the background of your own life and step into a role that is far bigger than the one you've been playing. It's not for everyone. Most people won't see it. They'll keep waiting for external validation, waiting for their life to change before they change. But when you receive the signs, the lottery ticket, the golden signal, your life begins to demand something from you. Not more effort, more awareness. So what are the signs? And more importantly, what do you do when you see them?
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
First, reality starts bending around you. Not in a fantasy way, but in a very specific pattern. You think of someone, and they call. You dream of a place, and someone invites you there. You see the same number everywhere on clocks, receipts, addresses. These aren't flukes. They are markers, telling you that you are no longer bound by linear time the way you used to be. You've shifted, and this shift is like a doorway. The problem is, most people see the door and walk past it. Why? Because they think it has to come with fireworks, with huge announcements. But the spiritual lottery doesn't show up with noise. It shows up in synchronicity. And if you miss the signs, life gets louder through crisis, through disruption, because what's meant for your soul can't be avoided forever. Second, you start losing things, and it terrifies you. Relationships, jobs, old desires, they start falling away. This is where most people panic. They think they're failing, but what's really happening is clearing. The spiritual lottery comes with release. You can't carry the old weight into the new frequency. So life starts doing the work for you, removing what you won't let go of. If you fight it, you suffer. If you trust it, you rise. This isn't motivational talk, it's energetic mechanics. The old can't survive in the new field you're stepping into. So here's a question. What are you still clinging to that's already decaying? If you won't release it voluntarily, life will take it. not out of cruelty, but alignment, because you're not meant to stay where you are. Third, your perception starts shifting. You see through people. You sense lies before they're spoken. You feel emotions in a room without anyone saying a word. Your dreams become vivid, intense. You start feeling tired around certain people, energized around others. You're becoming energetically sensitive, and that's not weakness, that's your new power coming online. Most people numb it. You feel it. That's the difference between winning the lottery and throwing away the ticket. Awareness is your currency now. And here's the truth. Not everyone can stay in your life when your perception rises. Some will fall away, and it will hurt. But that pain is the cost of growth. Are you willing to pay it? Fourth, time collapses. You start experiencing past events with new understanding. Memories resurface not to haunt you, but to be healed. You see that the past isn't fixed, it's alive in your energy field. When you heal a memory, your current reality changes. That's time collapse, and it's real. This is the prize most don't claim. Your healing isn't for comfort, it's for transformation. Every time you face the past without fear, you raise your frequency. Every time you avoid it, you stay in the loop. What are you avoiding that's actually your ticket out? Fifth, you feel a deep sense of urgency, but you can't explain why. It's not anxiety, it's activation. Your soul knows that this is your window, that waiting will cost more than acting. You feel called to change something, maybe your work, your habits, your environment. That call is your confirmation. If you delay, the opportunity closes. Spiritual windows don't stay open forever. They're precise, timed, and rare. You've been given one. Will you waste it, or will you step into it? The spiritual lottery is not won through luck. It's received through readiness. And if you're seeing these signs, you're ready. But readiness without action is wasted energy. Now is the moment. Not tomorrow. Not when things feel perfect. The signs won't wait. Life is giving you a signal that most people beg for and never get. You have it. So what will you do with it? Because this isn't just about you. Your elevation impacts everyone around you. Your energy shifts the field, and the universe doesn't give this kind of opportunity to spectators, only to players. Are you ready to play for real? How to claim the spiritual prize and change everything before time runs out. There's a moment when everything you thought you knew begins to fall apart, not because you're broken, but because the reality you've been living is too small for who you're becoming. That's the moment the spiritual lottery starts to activate. It's not about luxury or wealth in the way the world defines it. It's about something far more rare: energy, clarity, power, vision, purpose, connection to something that is moving you from within, pulling you to act, to rise, to shift before it's too late. When you receive the signs, it means time is no longer neutral. Every moment becomes charged. You feel it. The decisions you make now will echo. Small choices start having big consequences. Delay starts costing more. Why? Because you're in a window. And windows don't last. Energy is dynamic. It doesn't wait. You've been chosen to step into a different level of your own potential. That sounds like hype to most people because they don't understand how energy works, but you do, or you wouldn't be hearing this right now. You're not here for information. You're here for confirmation. The signs you've been seeing, the pull you've been feeling, that's your confirmation that your energy has reached a tipping point. If you don't claim it now, the window will close, not because the universe is cruel, but because energy that isn't acted on returns to stillness. That's the law. Now here's what happens when you claim the spiritual prize. Reality rearranges. People show up. Resources arrive. Timing shifts. The things that felt impossible start happening fast. You've seen it in small ways. But this is different. This is quantum. It's acceleration. You no longer live by effort alone. You live by alignment. That's the real prize. You shift from pushing to receiving. But receiving is not passive. It's not waiting. It's choosing, claiming, moving. The problem is, most people hesitate when the signs come. They second guess. They wait for more certainty. But certainty never comes before action. It's the action that creates the certainty. When you wait, you miss. That's the reality. The spiritual lottery rewards those who move when it's time, not when it's comfortable. So what are you being called to do that scares you? What shift have you been avoiding that is now becoming unavoidable? When you see the signs and ignore them, pressure builds. You start feeling heavy, tired, stuck. Not because you're off track, but because you're resisting the upgrade. The energy trying to elevate you is being blocked by your fear. And fear is expensive. It drains energy faster than anything else. The signs are your chance to drop fear and move. But here's the key: movement doesn't mean chaos. It means clarity. One small action in alignment with the signs you're seeing can shift everything. The prize is not a thing, it's a state. A state where you are fully alive, connected, moving with precision. That's worth more than anything this world can offer. Now here's the deeper layer. When you claim the prize, you become a signal for others. Your energy wakes people up. Your clarity disrupts their confusion. This isn't about personal gain. It's about collective impact. You become the sign for others, but only if you claim it. If you stay small, your energy stays hidden, and the world doesn't change. That's why the spiritual lottery isn't just for you. It's for everyone who will rise because you did. So now, look at your life. Where are you being called to rise, to move, to let go of the old, to step into the unknown, not recklessly but with precision? You already know. The signs have been there. The choice is yours. You've been chosen. The only question is, will you act before the window closes? Or will you wait until the pressure forces you? One path is power. The other is pain. Choose now. This is your moment. Claim it. Move. Shift. Win. When you see the signs and you feel something ignite inside you, that's not imagination. That's real energy activating. That's a moment when your current path intersects with a higher potential timeline, and everything inside you knows it, even if your mind resists. Even if your logic tries to dismiss it. Even if you're surrounded by people who don't see what you see or feel what you feel. But the truth is not about external validation. It's about energy alignment. And if your energy is shifting, then your external world will have no choice but to shift too. Because reality bends to frequency, not the other way around. Most people never realize they've already won the spiritual lottery because they keep looking for proof instead of power. They want signs that fit their expectations instead of recognizing that the signs are already breaking their old expectations. Because that's how you evolve, not by confirming the past, but by disrupting it completely. And when these signs start stacking, when your dreams become more vivid, when numbers follow you, when people show up with messages that speak to something deep inside you, when you feel a pressure to act even though you're afraid, that's the moment you either claim the energy or collapse into delay. Delay is dangerous because the longer you wait, the heavier the signs become until they feel like burdens instead of blessings. The truth is, the spiritual lottery is time-sensitive not because opportunities vanish, but because your energy is being called to rise now, not later. And if you resist that rise, everything you're holding on to will start to feel heavy, stuck, and draining. Not because life is punishing you, but because you're out of sync with your own expansion. And expansion doesn't wait. It accelerates. It intensifies. It pushes through resistance, and either you rise with it or you fall into friction. Friction creates emotional noise, mental confusion, physical fatigue, all of which are signals that you're not moving with the energy you're receiving. Most people at this point blame circumstances, blame others, blame luck, but none of that matters. Because the truth is, if you're seeing the signs and feeling the activation, then everything is already in place for you to claim this shift. You don't need more resources. You need more response. You don't need permission. You need precision. Precision means acting in alignment, not in fear. Moving even when it feels uncertain. Because the moment you move, the energy supports you. New doors open. People shift. Opportunities appear. Life begins to feel like it's meeting you halfway. Not because it suddenly changed, but because you finally did. You finally moved in sync with your own higher frequency. That frequency is the real prize. The vibration that makes struggle irrelevant and turns effort into flow, turns fear into fire, turns delay into momentum. In that state, nothing can hold you back, because the same energy that gave you the signs now carries you through every challenge. Not with ease, but with force. A force that's not external, but internal. That's what winning the spiritual lottery really means. Not escaping life, but mastering it from within. And mastery starts now, not when you feel ready, but when you finally respond.